What's platinum? Yo, we're just gonna jump right back into this, dub. We're going to the Eight of Hearts now. This is a dear card to me because my brother is Eight of Hearts, and he's cool, man. He's got it. He got it. He got it. Who else? Who else is Eight of Hearts that I know? Shouts out the homie Mike Lavish. He's Eight of Hearts. Who else, man? I love the Eight of Hearts. Eight of Hearts. I get along great with the Eight of Hearts. Listen, here's the thing. 8 is the number of power, and Eight of Hearts is the card of emotional power. And this emotional power, basically, the Eight of Hearts is essentially the first free card. They have more free will, so to speak, than the other cards. And I know it's a hotly debated topic, but it's just the way it is. Free will is the way it is. They could shape their destiny in sort of any way that they want, and they can expand in any direction. They have kind of the ability to do whatever they want. They don't have to necessarily align to any kind of doctrine or adhere to any sort of modality or ideology. They can really sort of do whatever they want. Now, they can resort to being evil. Selfishness, right, is the true expression of evil. But most of the time they reflect a more divine plan, and it doesn't bind them, though. So they can kind of go whichever they want. However, Eight of Hearts is the symbol of love and grace, power, and affection. They can get whatever they want emotionally if they want it. And here's the thing. A lot of times this power manifests itself as like the Playboy or Playgirl card. You see people that are Eight of Hearts people, and they do this thing where they're going one relationship to the next relationship to the next relationship. As soon as they accept responsibility and merge with their more higher, I want to say genetic, but in reality it's kind of weird because it's the cards. So if they're higher ideal, they're higher archetypal would probably be the best way to put it, ideal. If they do that, then they can really find the true power of what love has to offer. They're able to use their charm to overcome difficulties. They're able to use their charm to acquire wealth. They're able to use their charm to acquire status. They can kind of get whatever it is that they want out of life because they can, they're great public relations. They're great at organizations. They add an element of charm to every establishment that they're in, and they can hit the nail on the head when it comes to being that go-to speaker or the closer, so to speak, the person that is emotionally comforting. They can make you feel as if you're the most important person in the world. They can get it to the point where you melt in their hands, and then they moved on to the next one. If they're not positively aligned, if they are positively aligned, they can really, be the greatest partners, the greatest lovers, the greatest friends for lifetime. They're lucky, they have 3 cards in their path that are in the crown line. What that means in layman's terms is their path in life is fortunate. They have a lot of good influences in their life that add to that innate sense of control of their own destiny that they feel, and that they do have to work hard. That's not, you don't necessarily have it easy in that regard. They have to grind, essentially. But when they do, they can get the success that they want because it's destined. They have that power. They have that emotional power. They can control others if they need to. And I'm not talking in a manipulative way. I'm talking about genuinely getting people in line because, that power is there. I'm trying to think of a notable public speaker that's an Eight of Hearts. Joe Budden. I mean, look at, like, in rap, yeah, he's like, all right, bump it up, whatever. But the podcast is where he really started to excel. And you can kind of see that reflect in his work. He works very hard on that. If they're kind of like more on the religious side of things, they'll be like the missionaries. They'll be the people that are going out and interacting with people. And that emotional power is always there. They have harmony, they have peace where they go. Their real goal is, if they're acting out of their best potential and they're not just, playing the field like Richard Gere or John F. Kennedy's son, John F. Kennedy Jr. Regardless, their job is to heal others. That's their main, expression. That's when they're in their most aligned form of being, is when they're like, oh man, they really have the ability to transform negative energies, make them positive, and get them and help others. They bring harmony. If there's a conflict or there's a disagreement, and this is different than the Six of Hearts, which is like a stabilizer. These people are using emotional power. They're using a presence. They're using like this sense of, I'm doing what I want all the time. And right now, what I want to do is help you. And then people really feel that, and they kind of gravitate towards that, and that's what makes them effective, is their emotional power, their charm. Snow Tha Product is a good example of Eight of Hearts. In pop culture, she's a great rapper. She's a chopper. She can spit bars, and at the same time, if you look at how she is with all of her people, it's very, very congenial. She's looked up to the people. As an independent artist, she really set the blueprint for a lot of people. And so, yeah, Eight of Hearts. You remember, you can have this ability to go evil if you want to. You have literally anything you want to do. I recommend don't do that, because remember, with great power comes great responsibility, and the power that they have is very present. It's in the emotional realm, and so that means that they have a greater responsibility to rise up to that level of emotional prowess and heal others and have others feel that comfort, that true presence that they are capable of projecting, and not sex with a bunch of partners or all this stuff that they could attract almost like whoever they want to, really. And the Eight of Hearts, amongst the ones that are maybe not necessarily that attractive, will still find a way to attract people. And that's the power of the Eight of Hearts. And that's what's awesome about it. And so that can't be abused. The consequences of abusing is really where the lesson comes in for this card. If there's abuse of the power, there's going to be lessons. There's going to be a life that is, toward the end of it, they start realizing, oh, it didn't taste as good as I thought it was going to at the beginning. And so that rotten core ends up happening when the power is abused. When they've met up to with the responsibilities of that power, then they transcend the negative potential. They go into the higher expression of it, and they become those wonderful people that we know and love. So they all want to be loved. They must be loved. And, they're never going to lack friends. People are always going to admire them. They got to overcome jealousy. They got, like the Seven of Hearts. It's a lot easier, though, because they have access to this free will and wisdom that many do not have access to, those. So they're the first of the free. And so, yeah, that's that. That's the Eight of Hearts, man, that emotional power. Oh, direct realization of spiritual awareness and spiritual perception is a gift of the Eight of Hearts. They should do well not to squander it, because that's one of their gifts. They get to be aware of that which many are not, like the spiritual element of life. They get direct realization of that. And that kind of is what adds to their power. The powerful. The Eight of Hearts is power. So yeah, man, subscribe or something like that, and we can go from there. Eight of Hearts, much love. Woo! We in the heart realm still, man. We gotta get to the club soon.